Yeah. So we are live right now.
Yep.
Yeah. Hello. There are right now zero viewers. Let's wait for
Mm-hmm.
some time. Yeah. The count is increasing. Okay, so we will start right now and people will join us. So, hello everyone, I'm Tanya Samyal from IOSD and IOSD presents Winter Olympics. We welcome you all to Industry Expert Session 1. It is going to be a very informative session on front end development for cybersecurity and it will be taken by Maxim. So, handing over to you. Um, you can start sharing your screen, Maxim.
Hello. Yes. So just a minute. So yeah, here is my screen. Yeah. Hello to everyone. Today I will talk about cybersecurity, but in perspective of front-end developer. Actually, I will explain a bit about my expertise in it. I'll tell about the tools we use and some tips about the career in cybersecurity. So, but first I want to start about the field itself. So it's like very fast growing field, cybersecurity. So it is one of the most growing industries. And global market size is forecast to grow to 345 billion US dollars by 2026 year, and projected to grow at annual 14.5% over the next 5 years. And actually, I'm currently based in United Arab Emirates. Um, I'm staying in Dubai as well. I had experience working in Abu Dhabi, in the capital of United Arab Emirates. And here I want to point about that United Arab Emirates was ranked 5th in the global cybersecurity index in 2020. And actually, if you know that UAE is actually one of the most safe countries in the world, and of course, the cybersecurity is part of that scope. So they like pay a lot of attention on that. So and here, like you can find a lot of companies involved in the industry, and it's like quite huge companies, corporation, I can say, who is dealing with that, with protecting us, the users, and the let's say the country, the world from different cyber security, cyber attacks or whatever. So briefly about me, I'm a software developer. I have like 5+ years experience. I'm originally from Ukraine, from Kiev, and there actually I started my career. Currently, I'm based in Dubai. 2.5 years I spent in cybersecurity field, working in a position of a front-end developer. So my expertise is a front-end development, as I said, developing admin dashboards and data visualization. So I want to dive deep inside the topic of data visualization, but we will go a bit later to that. Um, so as you know that cybersecurity is the field where you deal with a lot of data and that data analysis. So what is actually the goal for front-end developer is to correctly display this data, so the person who is dealing with the data, he can easily analyze this data and find the issues or whatever they're looking for. So that's why in this point the data visualization is very important, and data visualization performance as well is also quite a popular topic for us, for front-end developers in cybersecurity. So the tools I use like every day at work. So it is, of course, the standard, let's say, package for a front-end developer is HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And on top of that, we use frameworks such as Angular. For data visualization, we use D2GS. I don't know whether somebody heard about it, but I believe yes, if somebody is in front-end development. But later on, a bit explain more about the D3. Um, and as well, we use Leaflet. It is the offline mapping service. So it's also quite useful if you need to use some mapping service without internet. So then I already touched that we use in Angular, and just the quick recap about the most popular JavaScript frameworks here. So actually, I put React at the top because it is like more related to the field, but everybody knows that currently the most trendy one is React. As well, we have Vue.js. So but here I want just to tell like some comparison between the Angular and React. So why do we choose Angular but not React? So both of them are quite good frameworks and quite good to use. So Angular, like why we choose Angular? Because first of all, Angular had and it has actually the good design pattern of components and the whole application. But the most important thing that it has built-in things so ready to work, like reactive forms and so on, and it has good integration with data tables. And as I said, like in cybersecurity, we use a lot of data analysis. We work with a lot of data, so a data table, of course, is part of it. So and if like Angular has good integration with that, so it was like a huge point for us. Um, so, and as you know, React is actually if you need to use some external things, you need to integrate it on top of it. And Angular already provides solution inside the box. So you have like everything inside and a design pattern. So each component is split it for its own, like each component has his own, like it's like a separate component with its own HTML, isolated CSS, and as well the unit test. So it is plus with addition with powerful CLI. So you just you can create a component during the less than a minute even, like. So it's quite useful in this case. But of course, it has its own downsides, such as the entry point. So it's for new joiners, for junior developers, it's quite difficult to start with Angular because it's quite complex framework. But and in this case, advantages for React, because React is like easier to learn and to start to develop with React. So now I want to jump to charting libraries. There are like plenty of them you can find in internet, but the most popular is D3. As well, there are some charting libraries like Chart.js, eCharts, HighCharts. So they provide different solutions, and actually um, they can be applied in different cases. For example, the comparison is that D3GS is more complex. It's more complex charting library. So it is like in case if you want to create your own charts, like your own complex chart, D3 has that flexibility to do that. Instead of like Chart.js, eCharts, HighCharts, it is great charts if you need to create something very fast and like for your prototypes and so on, just to have some concept, proof of concept. So chart.js chart and high charts is going to be great solution, because to implement the chart with the chart.js, you just need like around maybe 10 or 15 lines of code, and the chart is done. It's very easy to configure it. It is like very easy to prepare data for that. And these charts, they already have quite nice documentation for that. So it's very easy to go through and understand how to implement it. So it's like, even like for any level of developer, is going to be very easy. But D3.js is going to be a bit confusing, a bit difficult to understand in the beginning. But once you understand, you have a very powerful tool in your hands. So, and here, like, I will explain why did we choose D3 charting library for in our company. So actually, what's the benefit of this? It is open source. It has a huge community, and as I said, flexibility, because sometimes you need to build not a general graphs like everybody can see in the admin dashboards, like like pie charts, line charts, bar charts, but sometimes you need to build something more like graphs, like trees, and so on. So for that, the tree, I think, is the best solution, because you configure it on your own because of that flexibility. But yeah, the downside of that you need to write a lot of code. So uh, let me try to show some examples. So yeah, this is the actually examples of D3 charts. What you can implement. It can work with maps, with it, like bubble charts, heat maps as well. So it's like it has solution for most of the cases. So, and if we, for example, go to some of the charts, so already on the website, you can see the way it is integrated, the data set it needs. So, but as you see, as I said before, it requires like a lot of coding. But for the reference, I will show you how it is actually implemented with the chart.js. I have like I have it made in my GitHub. I actually can provide the link so you can check it out. So for example, this is the comparison of pie chart of different libraries, eChart, D3 chart, and chart.js. So chart.js, as you see, it takes like 25 lines of code, let's say. But in comparison, the same pie chart in D3, it's like much more bigger. So this is actually the benefit of that. And also, I would like to say some advice for front-end developers who is actually targeting to enter the cybersecurity field. So the workflows is, of course, a bit different from other fields. So I will like advise for front-end developer to get in and deep dive inside the data sets you work with. So be more tied to, let's say, backend developers, just to aware like what kind of data do you receive and what kind of data do you process, and what you can enrich from that data to show the user, to be like, to make this data more useful for the user and more convenient to read and so on. So yeah, basically that's it. What I wanted to explain about cybersecurity and front-end development in this field. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me through email. So I think organizers can help with that. Yeah, basically that's it. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Maxim, for the wonderful session. I hope everyone liked it and it was very informative. Also, if you have any doubts, you can ask on our Discord channel, which was shared with you earlier as well. Thank you for the event. Thank you, Maxim.
Thank you so much.